Hello, everyone. Naomi Stockman, my local hypnosis, and I'm talking about manifesting. This is like one of those hot topics. It's been a hot topic for like 15 years since Linda Byrne released the movie The Secret, and that's been on Netflix even and YouTube. And most people have either heard of it, read the book, or watched the movie. And I'm always interested when I'm seeing, I don't know if you guys watch TikTok or YouTube or even just Instagram feed reels or posts or whatever. And there's a whole stack of stuff about, I am a manifestor. Oh, here's another secret about manifesting. Have you been manifesting, but it isn't working, and all that kind of stuff. And I just this morning jumped on the phone and had a conversation with a few people who had registered for the Anxiety Free Life masterclass on how to overcome anxiety and depression, which is my passion. That's what I love to do, is to help other people get through anxiety and find their calm and their power. But right, this manifesting thing, one of the ladies I had a great conversation with, she was a clairvoyant, and she'd done a lot of self-development work, energy healing, all that kind of stuff, which most of the people who actually do come across to the program have done a lot of self-work, because you're not ready to do this kind of stuff that I deal with until you're actually dipped. If you haven't been in the pond at all, if you haven't even been in the shallow end, then you're not going to be out there for the swim, So most people that are ready, and if you're watching, just say hi. I can't actually see comments really well because I haven't bothered to get my phone up, but that's okay. Oh, Larissa, hi. And good that you're watching. So anyway, we're speaking about the manifesting stuff in this call because she's very much into that, this lady that I'm speaking to. And how there's blocks in some areas of our life where, like, we just can't seem to get around it or get past it, and it just doesn't align. And and we were having the chat about how our energy has to match what we're attracting, but how also we get focused. And she actually had a group, which I joined, which was about manifesting money. And so I told her my story about manifesting money, which was back in 1996. I was incredibly poor and, like, embarrassingly so. Like, my electricity would get cut off. I wouldn't have money for food and petrol and stuff like that. And I know that maybe not everyone's been at that level, but even if you're just sort of struggling from paycheck to paycheck or bill week to bill week, you can probably relate. So at that time, I started to focus on money, and it was before manifesting was even a thing. So what I was doing is I was doing affirmations, which is something that I was introduced to through my mother, but ultimately through Louise Hay. And instead of saying them into the mirror or whatever, I was writing them down. And I had like exercise books, which I found years later, full of scribble, about money coming to me easily, pouring into my bank account, from all directions, money just coming into my life so easily and effortlessly. And the more I spend, the more I receive. And I have a gold mine of wealth pouring into my life, and the universe opens up and I receive. And that the more I receive, the more I can share with the world, so that it was like a flow through effect. But what ended up happening is that I was there busy with this chanting, and I've since formatted it and coined it and given it more structure and created it into what I call enchanting. And you can talk to me a bit about that if you want to know more. But what ended up happening is that 5 years later, and this is back in the 90s, so we're coming now to 2001, which that's like 21 years ago, I all of a sudden realized that I had manifested $250,000 in net worth. And that came very easily without really trying. It just came from just doing normal day-to-day stuff, and no sacrifices really needed. But what ended up happening is, because I was focusing so hard in my manifesting on this one thing, like you can imagine, we talk about balance in life. So you think about balance. What happens if I start reaching over here like this? I'm going to tip over. And so what happened is all of the rest of my life in 2001 was a living nightmare. My relationship had disintegrated. There was infidelity. There was betrayal. My kids were in distress. There was illness. I was diagnosed with cancer. I spent a month in hospital. Like it was literally like even my friendships, my family, every single thing, my growth, my spirituality, my faith, like my mental health. I had like literally a mental breakdown. So in 2001 was not a good year for me, even though I had everything I'd asked for. Let that sink in for a minute. That whole balance thing, that is the big part that we forget about because we're always coming from a place of lack. So when we're manifesting wealth, what are we thinking about? What do I need? I don't have money. I need more money, right? So then we start manifesting this money. What's happening is we're going out of balance, even by the desire for more of something that we perceive that we don't have enough of. So anyway, I'm speaking to this lady on the phone this morning, and I don't sell, like I don't try and sell this book, but I did write it in 2016. This is already 6 years ago. So obviously I've developed and learned a whole stack more stuff since then. But this was how I kind of manifested, if you want to call it manifesting, I call it enchanting, the things in my life. And I do talk in there about the fact that you have to have this balance going on. Oh, you've got the book, Larissa, so you can read it. It is online. I don't even bank the royalty checks I get from it. So honestly, if it's definitely don't feel that you're being urged to buy it or anything like that. So anyway, what I want to share with you is that space of balance, that coming from, instead of thinking what don't I have and I'm going to manifest it, is living in that balanced space. And then when you are speaking, making sure that your words are richly, deeply, emotionally charged, connected to your body, that feels good to say them, and that they are holistic. Absolutely holistic. And then look for the blocks. There is no point like charging into the ocean for a swim if you're wearing cement shoes. So it would first be advisable to take them off. So I guess what I'm saying is look what's holding you back, and then look at the whole big picture and how everything's going to fit together, and then create a whole life that you can imagine. So there's no point for me to say, for example, that I drive a $500,000 Ferrari, because that's not going to fit into my life holistically. As much as, maybe it might be fun to have a burn down the motorway, Ollie isn't going to really fit in there. I'm going to stand out like a sore thumb at the primary school in a couple of years' time. And it just doesn't suit me. I'm not that good a driver anyway, to be honest. So, holistic, big picture, connected to the heart, connected to the body, feel it, check that you're not wearing cement shoes, dragging you back. If you are, then you can start working on that first. Why would you be like trying to manifest your first $1 million if you still have, say, for example, like blocks around even just having $300 in your purse? Like if $300 burns a hole in your purse and you've got an absolute sick feeling about charging money and all that sort of stuff, get comfortable with that first. Do your manifesting on, I feel so comfortable having some money. I feel so comfortable being able to charge for what I'm services or goods that I'm selling or whatever. So you can do that. You can do that. I can see the comments. Can't see who it is. I'll check later. Yeah, so get comfortable. Take the cement shoes off first. Let yourself be comfortable with whatever it is, whether it's health or weight or happiness or love or romance. And that this stuff is a challenge for all of us, because all these people that speak about it still have things that they have their own set of cement shoes. I've got my set of cement shoes I work on all the time. So hi, Svetlana. And yeah, when we can work on that stuff in a big picture way, feel it in our body, get the emotions aligned, and work through that stuff gently and lovingly to ourselves, feel it, like feeling into what comes up as we go along, then we get some results. But the trick, like doing sit-ups, is repetition. Hi, Steph. I can see who you are now. Repetition, imagination, emotion, and trance. Even right now, I'm in a trance because, like, I'm focused. I'm in, what's that? Foveal vision, where my peripheral vision's blocked out because I am focusing on you guys. So this is really important when we're doing something, is to focus. That's a form of trance. That's why, when I do a hypnosis or something, I might say focus on your breathing, or find a spot on the ceiling and really focus on it, because the minute we narrow everything down and go inward, we're tapping into something, our source. So I've got some heaps of other stuff to share around, like, when we make decisions and they have the regret and what that means in the way of attraction and all that sort of stuff, which I go through myself, but I'll put it in another video. All right. Any questions, any comments? Yeah. Write down what you want. Write down what's stopping you. Write down how it fits into your whole big picture. Create an imaginative life that you would enjoy living, and the little details, like, where you are, what you see, what you hear, what you feel, all that stuff. And then just repeat it and feel it. Have a great day.